Hi guys, DC Girl Gamer here, and I've been testing eyeshadow primers because I didn't think the one I had was doing as much as I wanted it to, and I was correct, it was terrible. So the camera's gonna move because it's on top of what I have them in. But I have a collection of the best and the worst. I have them all ranked, if you can believe that. So I am going to start off with the worst of the worst. For the way my skin is and the way my skin is and type is on my eyelids, because everybody's different. So what may not work for me may work for you. I have super oily eyelids, but at the same time, I can't have anything too tacky on it because then I can't blend eyeshadow at all on it. So I have to have something that's more liquidy of an eye primer and kind of like an oil-based eye primer, if that makes sense. Something that keeps it moisturized but also dries nice and doesn't feel gross and tacky and sticky. There's just a slight if I were to tap my eye, it feels like I normally would when I tap my eye without anything on. So the worst for me in my book, and I'm pissed because I'm angry and I'm happy. I'm happy I only bought the mini, but I'm pissed because I spent $13 on this mini. And it's the Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion. It's the original formula. And I don't understand it, to be fair. Like, it's very tacky for me. It doesn't let me blend any eyeshadow. I've tried different eyeshadow palettes that I have. I've tried different brushes. Like, nothing will let me blend anything on this when it's on my eye. Like, and for the price point, it's dreadful. And, like, I don't like the applicator because it's a fuzzy one, and I hate the fuzzy ones because it doesn't put enough on my eye. Like, I take it out of here, and there is not enough on the stick to put on my eye. Like, I go to tap it on my eyelid and that, or grab a brush and brush it off and then put it on my eyelid. Nothing comes off either way. So that one is ranked the lowest on my list. Next, I'm going to have to go with the Pretty Vulgar eyeshadow primer. And it's not like this is bad, but it doesn't let me blend some eyeshadow palettes as easily. The more cheap eye palettes I can blend on top of this easily, but the more expensive eye palettes, like I have a Jeffree Star and I have an Anastasia one, and they cannot blend on top of this at all. Like, it won't let me. Doesn't even matter if I use like glitter or colors or that. And it's a neutral color. Like, it's not dark or anything like that. But it's also very sticky. So that's why that one is one up from that. And the next one on my list is actually the Too Faced Eyeshadow Insurance, the 24-hour stuff, and anti-crease. I used to love this stuff, like, a lot. But the whole thing is, I hated the fact that the product separated, and I had to, like, squish the bottle on that to mix it up. Like, I shouldn't have to do that. I shouldn't have to shake it or anything like that. It should be stuck together. And, like, a gross, oily, clear liquid would come out half the time, and the rest of it would be like this disgusting sticky pigment. And this isn't that old, especially when I used to use it like a long time ago. Like a couple years ago, I used to use it a lot. So back then it wasn't. It did the same thing. So it's not like it's old. And the price point for it, I'm not a fan of. Anti-crease, I wouldn't say it stops that either. I have somewhat hooded eyelids because I can, some of it shows, but most of it's hooded. But yeah, that's the only reason I don't like that one. Well, most of the reason. Next, and I only have 6 of them, so this is my third top of the ones I've tried so far. I don't know if I will try anymore. I may, but I found 2 that I really, really like, so we'll look. I got this with a, if it'll focus. Okay, well, it's Anastasia Beverly Hills eye primer, and this is the mini version. It came with a whole little collection and stuff. It came with like eyeliner, mascara, and a palette and stuff. So, and this came with it, and it works beautifully. I really like it. It comes out way too fast. I don't like the way the applicator is. I hate this because I'll squeeze it like with the slightest of pressure, and it'll just like stuff will just start coming out of it like super fast, and I'm like, no, because it's expensive. This little thing is the same price as this thing, and this is bigger than this, and I'm like, I don't want to waste this, but I don't even know how much the big one is, if they have a big one. I've never seen it, but the that would be the only reason why this is in the top 3, is because it comes out so fast, and I'm terrified to waste it. I don't want to, and it's expensive. So that's why that one's in the top 3. But other than that, it blends the eyeshadow really, really well on top of my eyes. It doesn't, it stays on there. That's the one I let stay on my one eye for like a couple hours, and nothing happened to the eyeshadow, didn't budge or anything. So that I really liked. And it didn't crease, nothing like that. So it's really good, but it's expensive, and I don't want to waste things. The next I bought at Walgreens because I had a coupon for it. I had a coupon for any Revlon eye product, and I found that they had an eyeshadow primer, and I was like, I'm trying eyeshadow primers. Why not try this? And this is in the top 2. This is in the top 2 because I love it, to be fair. Like, as you can see, I squirted some out. It feels very oily. And this is what I was talking about, how an oil primer works nice on my skin. But it feels really oily when it goes on. But as soon as... Well, I might as well just put it on my eyes. So it feels really oily when you put it on. But when you let it sit there dry for about 30 seconds or so, it is completely dry. It dries out completely, and I don't have to worry about it. It does come out fast, which I'm not a fan of, obviously, but it, like, it feels like my actual natural eyelid, which I really enjoy. So that is another plus for it. The other plus for it is the price tag. It is a bit pricier than I would like it to be, but it's cheaper than the ABH one and a lot of the other ones. I think this is one of the cheapest. This is the second cheapest one, and I really do like it. It's really fun. probably kept my eyeshadow on. So when I was testing out like the difference between these two, I put this on one eye and this on the other eye, and they lasted the same amount of time, couple hours, no eyeshadow budge, nothing. Everything blended with this perfectly. The expensive, cheap makeup palettes I got, everything. So there was nothing to worry about with that. So I really enjoyed that. And I don't really have an issue with it. It's just, I found one that's cheaper than the Revlon one that I absolutely love. And it is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Rose Eyeshadow Primer. And I didn't know how I feel about this stuff. It was on sale at my Walgreens. So I was like, why not? I'll get it. And it was cheaper than the Revlon stuff. And it's, again, like a neutral color, my skin tone, which is fine with me. I don't see a difference. And this stuff is amazing. I did two makeup looks comparing these two. One of them is already on my Instagram. The one that's on my Instagram with the green and the purple, use this one. Looks fabulous. The other one, which I have yet to post, is with this one, and it also looks really, really nice. And I really enjoyed this one a lot. And for one that's not really oil-based, this one was the consistency of the Pretty Vulgar one. But yet, this let me blend eyeshadow like 10 times better than the Pretty Vulgar one. It was still a little tacky, but honestly, it didn't make the eyeshadow stick into place and then me not able to move it and blend it. So I was so happy about that. And it just feels really nice, and I really enjoyed it. And it's the cheapest on the list of eye primers. So, yeah, I would recommend the Wet n Wild one. Like, if you have a chance to try it, go ahead and try it. Especially if you have the type of eye, like, very oily, like I do. This whole area around my glasses is very oily because I wear glasses, and a lot of dirt and oils get trapped in that because I have bangs, my hair goes down, and all that stuff. And I'm going to get one more thing that I need to rant and rave about, and it is the Revolution Cut Crease Canvas, the full coverage eyeshadow base. Oh boy, let me tell you. I watch Robert Welsh on YouTube, and I love watching his stuff. Not only is he funny, I watch his brother as well, and together they are hilarious. But I really enjoyed the makeup tips and how he teaches people to use makeup in that, and I'm always looking to learn and to get much, much better, because I don't think I'm that good. Definitely not that good. But in one of his videos, he talks about this in a couple of videos, and he recommends it in that, so I was like, okay, I'll go on their website, I'll get it, and see how I like it. This stuff's amazing. You no longer have to do your cut crease with your concealer, which you shouldn't be doing in the first place because, as Robert puts it, he says concealer, because of how thick concealer is and it's made to conceal, like blemishes, dark spots, circles under the eyes and stuff, it can get very cakey, and especially on top of the eyelid, it can crease. So that's why you shouldn't put it on your eyelid to do a cut crease. If you're doing it, you shouldn't be doing it as like, if you're going to go out and wear it for like hours and hours, because then it's going to look bad. But he said if you're doing it for like pictures and that, then it's fine, because usually when you do pictures for Instagram or whatever, or a YouTube video, you put the makeup on and then take it off like right after, which is what I do. But he said he does his cut creases with this, and it was beautiful. The picture I have up on Instagram right now with the Animal Crossing one, the purple and green palette that I did, I used this to make a cut crease of the dual chrome shimmer stuff that was in the purple, the Able Sisters palette. And I put it on, it went over the base of my eyeshadow like perfectly, like the eyeshadow base that I had put down stuff, it went right over it, covered that up, it blended beautifully. I don't know what else to say. It blended beautifully. I was like taken aback. I was like, wow. And I was super excited because when I started packing the pigments on and that, like, I started tapping it first and I was like, whoa. I was like, that's a lot of color coming off of it. So I decided to, like, gently swipe a little bit while I was doing it, like pat and swipe kind of motion in that on top of it, and I didn't have to use that much color because it deposited the color on top of it so well. Now, I have yet to test this for more than about 30 minutes, because I only left the makeup on my eye for 30 minutes before I took it off because I needed to go to bed. And you don't want to go to bed with makeup on. But that was the longest I've tested it for, and it didn't crease. Of course, the truck's gotta go by. Freaking video. But it didn't crease or anything, which was really nice. I didn't mind the applicator at all. It's a little brush thingy. It's a lot of product comes out of this, like, a freaking lot. There's a lot in here to begin with, and I took some off with a brush, and that's how I put it on. That's how I applied it, because obviously I'm not going to touch that right to my eye because that's a lot of product and I don't need that much. But yeah, and that's my rankings and that, and of eyeshadow primers, and also excellent recommendation if you want to do a cut crease for your everyday makeup that you wear to, like, the office, to school, to work, like any of that, and that works really, really nicely. But I want to give a huge thanks, actually, to Robert Wells, because he's taught me so much in this past month I've been watching him, that I feel a lot more confident to wear makeup going out now and that. And because I have a job now, I could actually take the time and invest some of that money into looking for these better makeup products that are for my skin, basically, that I can use every day and that I don't need to waste, or that won't ruin my makeup or anything like that, because that's the last thing I want, is for my own makeup to be ruined because I couldn't pick out a good good eye primer for my skin type. But I just wanted to give a huge thanks, because it really has been helping me, and I've learned a lot of new techniques to help me also put on eyeshadow that I never knew, some do's and don'ts to do, and I just enjoy watching his content. So I hope you guys did enjoy this shorter video, this review video of the eyeshadow primer. I'm sorry if I talked really fast. I still get nervous in front of the camera, so I'm not that big of a fan of showing my face still. Still not used to it. But I'll get better. And I know I can talk pretty fast, I know it'll sound like mumbo jumbo. But I will see you guys in whatever video I do next, and I don't know whether that'll be makeup, video games. It's what I feel like doing, and honestly, it's up to that moment in time of what I want to do. So, if you did enjoy this, please give it a like, and if you have any other tips or any eyeshadow primers that I should try in that are maybe in the cheap range around like the price tag of Revlon and Wet n Wild and that maybe might be better, I would be very happy to try it. And if there is an expensive brand that everybody raves about and that, I would also like to try it too, because I know everybody raves about that stupid Urban Decay primer potion thing, and it doesn't work for me, so I'll leave it at that. And I'm probably the only I'm not the only one that's probably said that, but I know for a fact, because I could care less about, like, Urban Decay. They make beautiful eyeshadow palettes, like, buttery, silky, smooth formula, but that eyeshadow primer, man, I still can't get over it. I was so mad. But yeah, if there is another expensive brand that is like just as popular as the Urban Decay one, I would love to test it out, because I want to see if the claim to the fame is true. But I will see you guys in whatever video I decide to do next. Bye, everybody.